Hey everybody, this is Travis with Titans of CNC, and today we're going to take you through setting up the Puma 2600 SY. That's S because we have a sub spindle, and Y because we have Y-axis capabilities. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so the theme of today's setup is going to be clearance. If you've ever ran a lathe with a sub spindle, you know that it can get really tight back here. We have the main spindle, we have the sub spindle, and we're gonna have a turret full of tools. So we're gonna walk you through making chips in tight spaces. So the first thing we wanna do is we wanna go ahead and we wanna put some jaws in. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna pop a boring bar into station number 1 right here, and that's gonna help me set the proper position. Today we're going to be utilizing our Shunk Rota THW chuck. This has our quick change jaw system. You can see in another video a little more in-depth look at that system. Today you can see we have these step jaws right here. We're going to be making our part out of bar stock. So we're going to take the step jaws out and then we're going to put some through jaws in that allow us to run that bar stock in an efficient manner. We'll machine it, we'll part it off, pull it out, machine another part, and so on. So we love these jaws, right? It really helps speed up the setup process. One thing you want to watch out for though, sometimes depending on the combination of your master jaw and your main jaw here, you will get some stick out coming from the chuck. Now this is okay for this system, but what you want to watch for, going back to our theme of clearance, is when you have tools coming up next to this chuck. For example, when you turn down, right? If you have a long tool like a boring bar or something in the next station over, you really want to watch how it clears on the side of this when it's spinning, 3,000 RPMs so you don't whack a tool. All right, so with that, let's go ahead, let's load up some material. In case you're wondering, titanium 6AL 4V. So we have the main jaws in. Now, as you can see, I went ahead and I've already machined some aluminum soft jaws for the sub spindle. I went ahead and did that while I pretty much had a naked turret so I could use all the stations I needed to, pull those tools out, and get ready to set up the jaw. All right, so one thing you're gonna see on our turret, you're gonna see the TACU system by Kennametal. That's a TACU, T-A-C-U, turret adapted clamping unit. It's basically what allows us to do quick change on our tooling. We do love this system. It really helps with our setups. As you can see, we already have a tool here. This is a CNMG 432 that we're gonna use to rough op 1. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put the same exact tool on the other side, CNMG 432, to rough op 2. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna set up tool station number 4. This is the exact same as tool station number 2. The difference is though, we have 2 tools right here. The inserts look similar, but you wanna be careful. These are CCMTs, whereas the last tool was a CNMG. Basically, these inserts right here have a relief angle on them. That is, they bend inwards like this, and they're designed to fit the pocket in this tool. Just make sure that when you're loading up your tools, the right inserts go in the right pockets, otherwise you could damage these pockets, which will cause you trouble down the line. So we finished loading up our OD tools. Now we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna switch over and we're gonna load up our ID tools. Now just like those OD tools though, we are gonna be using the KM50 system. That is the quick change system that we really like to use. Just to give you guys an example of the variety of tools that are available, we're gonna stick a carbide bar on one side and a steel bar on the other. So here you can see we have the steel boring bar, and here is its carbide variation. It's a little bit longer because it's carbide, so it can stick out further. But again, I want to go ahead and emphasize, whenever you're sticking out tools towards the rear, towards the sub spindle, you really want to make sure you watch that length. If your tools are too long, you're going to strike your waves down there. So now we have come to our live tools, right? This is what makes this a live tool lathe. These are our tools that rotate, right? They're basically milling tools that allows us to perform milling features on the part. Now we have 4. One is already in the machine. We have 2 different variations. We have a KM40, our OD tools were KM50, these are KM40. All that means is our adapter here is just a little bit smaller, but really, when we have clearance issues, smaller is better. We also have a live tool holder, but this is an ER32, right? So you do have some options. Now, again, I've said it before, I'm gonna keep saying it. Clearance, right? It matters. For example, I would love to hold my end mill in one of these Hydroforce chucks, but this is just too long. I'm only gonna love it up until the point that I index my turret right into the machine and try to snap this holder off. So sometimes, especially with the live tool lathe, it's not about the tools that you want to use, it's about the tools you have to use. So with that, let's go ahead and get these in. All right, so we got our turning tools in, right? OD and ID. We have our live tools in. The last tool we got to take care of is our part off tool. We're gonna go ahead and use the tool that we have in here. We're just gonna swap out this blade for one that's a little long, as our bar is almost 3 inches and we need enough reach to safely remove the part from the remaining material. So as has been our theme today, we're talking about clearance quite a bit, right? Now, the part off tool is no exception. We're gonna have a very small window right here where our sub spindle moves up and we grab our part and we gotta part off. We gotta fit right in between that window. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you something that you wanna watch out for, all right, with respect to your part off tool. So here's that window I was talking about. Now it's gonna be probably right about here, maybe even a little tighter. But as you notice with your OD tool right here, if you're not careful, the body of your OD tool may want to strike your jaws right here. So a lot of times there's a couple things I'll do, right? I'll go ahead and relieve my jaws to give me a little space, but in all honesty, what I'll probably do is I'm gonna take my part off tool right here, I'm gonna flip it upside down, leaving me the flat portion right here. I'm gonna have the bump outside going back towards the chuck. All right, so that completes our setup of the Puma 2600 SY. We thank you guys for joining us today. We hope to see you in the next video. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna touch off the tools, we're gonna set some work offsets, and we're gonna machine some titanium. And don't forget, if you like the video, like us and hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time.